Welcome to Colorful Journeys of Success. Listen to and watch our fascinating guests as they share colorful stories of success and how they help inspire. Now, here's Claire, the color wheeling lady and our host.
Welcome to Colorful Journey of Success. We've got a fantastic show tonight. We're going to really have a lot of fun. Two really talented people. Our guests are going to be sharing their talent. We have Barbara Schick, and she has really a special, very special talent, and also CJ Wallace. Wait till you hear what they do. Okay, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I want you both to share the story of your success and then who you helped succeed. So who do we start first? Well, how about CJ?
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
CJ. Your success story, who motivated you, what motivated you to, and what do you do?
I am a DJ and MC. I have a wedding entertainment company, and we can provide all the entertainment needs of couples who are going to be getting married. My inspiration, growing up in the Bay Area, were two local radio DJs. I always envied and admired their abilities, and as I grew up, I found that they started in the wedding industry, and I found them to be very inspirational. And they're the ones that I've modeled myself after, and I consider them mentors.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, do you stay only with the wedding industry?
And we also go into corporate events as well. Any number of events. We are always love to be involved with.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. We'll get back to you. Okay, Barbara.
Yes.
Barbara, you are such a talented lady. I just look around at this furniture. Share with us your talent.
Well, thank you, Claire. Pleasure to be on your show. So I came up with creating beautiful furniture out of wine barrels. Total fluke. I was playing around in my side yard one day looking for an inspiration to do a gift for a friend. It was her 25th wedding anniversary. And I thought, wow, there's an old barrel. Why doesn't, why don't I repurpose that into something kind of fun? So they were having a party, and I decided I'm going to create something fun. And I've always had a little talent as far as painting and decorating and designing. And I thought, I'm going to just see what I can do with it. And so I took the barrel and I painted a design on it. And I hand painted their wedding date and their name on it. And they used it for a table, and everybody loved it. And I thought, this is pretty fun. So I thought, I'm going to try and create a few other things with it. And then I created a barrel for an auction for my son's school. And it became this beautiful work of art. People went crazy. It was bid on by hundreds of people at the gala, and they asked me to do a second one. So we made a couple $1,000s on wine barrels.
Wow.
And I just thought, there might be a business here. So I started playing around a little bit more, learned how to woodwork a little bit, never had touched a woodworking tool before. And I completely self-taught how to do it. And every piece that I did just got that much better, and learned to basically figure out how to create things out of curves and tapers, and the barrels are all really
Now,
unique
did you
and
teach
different.
yourself, or you had someone else teaching you?
I completely taught myself. I just picked up the tools and said, I'm going to figure out how to use this, and lots of failures, lots of issues, lots of lots of disasters, and I just kept growing from it, and it was really fun. I just found something that I was really passionate about. Prior to that, I was a corporate travel agent for 20 years. And when I had my son, who's now 14, I thought, I don't want to do this forever. It's just, I didn't want to be behind a desk. I wanted to do something that was a little more creative. So I went back to school to be an interior designer, and got my almost completely done with my classes. Had 2 classes left, and I stumbled on the barrel, and the rest is history.
You stumbled on the barrel.
I literally stumbled on a barrel, and
you
decided
literally did.
This is what I enjoy doing. And it's so much fun to create with my hands, to create with my mind, and even better, I've empowered other stay-at-home moms to be creative and learn how to woodwork and do things that they never thought they were capable of doing. And so it's such a beautiful wood. There's so much character. There's a story behind it.
Yeah.
Everyone has got a history, and it takes on its own life. So every time
what's amazing to me is, I don't know whether the audience is realizing the chair that you were actually sitting in.
Yes.
Both of you. And the difference between your chairs and my chair, very, very different. And I'm amazed. I'm just, and the table here in front of you, and you know, this is what, you know, God gave us this wonderful gift, right, of wood. Absolutely. Trees. And look what you've done with it.
Well, thank you.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
And when you look at it, they have bumps and bruises and a history behind it. They've each really got a story to tell. And somebody loved that barrel of wine with the wine that was in it. Why not repurpose it into something that you can love for many, many years to follow? It's all solid oak. It's going to last forever. It's
fantastic.
Just, you know, it just has character to it.
Well, what are some of the other items that I hate to say products, it's almost like, what are the other gifts and other items?
Well, it started with just fairly small things, candle holders, we did serving trays, Lazy Susans, some of the basic stuff you see a lot of people kind of, you know, dabbling in. And I started thinking out of the box, going, well, how do I do a chair? How could I do something a little bigger, a little grander? So I do beautiful dog beds. We do, I've even like really stepped out of the box, and actually now I'm doing huge wedding altars. I do a grape stomping platform.
Yes.
We do all kinds of things, all made out of wine barrels.
We're going to keep that a secret until
I'm not going to say anything about that.
We'll let the audience.
Absolutely. But my biggest success story was actually after a couple of years of playing around, trying to figure out my talents, and after lots of bumps and bruises and trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, and how to really make things that are just not your typical woodworking, you know, applications work with a barrel. Because if you look at it, every piece is curved, everyone is tapered, no two are alike, so they don't fit in a typical woodworking jig or, you know, the standard the standard construction.
Well, I think one of the words that you used was really significant: repurpose.
Absolutely.
Reinvent.
Yes.
And so many things can be reinvented with the creative mind.
Yes.
And I did bring in a gown over here. I don't know whether the audience can see that, but it used to be a wedding gown. It's another example of repurposing and reinventing, because it used to be a wedding gown, and then I redesigned it into a Viennese ball gown for competition. So I know the feeling, when you actually create or redesign something. And I think you have 3 special words. But before we talk to you that much more, let's get our friend in here. Let's get CJ into this conversation, because you're sitting there with lots and lots of things to say. Tell a story how you met each other.
I actually met Barb 4 years ago in Costco.
Costco.
It was one of her first shows. She was in there displaying her furniture, and we fell in love with her furniture. And through the process of our conversation, which was, I believe, well over an hour, we got to know each other a little bit, and I told her a little bit about what I do, being in the wedding and entertainment industry, and suggested that she might think about creating some pieces that would be available to rent, repurposing her wine barrels and chairs to be used at wedding events. From there, we just kept running into each other in different places, at different meetings, at different venues. Our paths just kept crossing. So we became friends.
I think, you know, tell you the truth, I think the Lord has a plan for all of us.
I agree.
He had a plan for the 2 of you. You think so?
I think so. CJ's been a huge blessing, and really given me a boost of confidence, and we've taken this in directions that I never thought we could even come close to doing. And
well, I'm just, you know, so thrilled that I happened to meet you the other night. I was working at my computer, and I thought, well, I'm going to go to that event. It was an open house, and there you were. And I thought, I'm so glad that I met you. And I thought, now that would be really an interesting topic for Colorful Journey of Success, because it is all about reinventing, repurposing, changing your life. Absolutely. So I congratulate you on what your journey, both of you. Both of you.
Thank you.
Okay, he mentioned Costco.
Yes.
Share with us your story about Costco.
So I was still very small. It was still kind of in the infancy of my business, and it was just me. I was just playing around with some different ideas, and I happened to approach the general manager at Costco I walked in and I said, this is what I do. I had a little brochure, and I said, would Costco be interested? His eyes lit up. He got all excited and went, wow, me? He goes, we would love this. We're looking for small, local businesses that can come into Costco and actually bring that hometown charm into Costco. And it's like a treasure hunt. They want to have something that's a little unique and different. And so he invited me to do a kind of a vendor show where they basically invite, hand select vendors to come and show what they can do. And so several months later, I was called to go and display my things in front of all of the buyers up at Costco. They all fly down from Seattle and from all over and come in and interview the different people that they're interested in maybe bringing in as a Costco vendor. So I thought, wow, there's just absolutely no way I'm going to get into Costco. But I thought I could try. So they kind of waited. They went through the whole process. They had about 15 to 20 vendors. They kept looking around, and even when we rolled up with an old trailer and we brought everything out, one of the buyers looks over and she goes, "Is that a dog bed?" I said, "Yeah," and she goes, "I don't even like dogs, and I'd buy that." I'm like, "Oh, I think they like our stuff." So we were really excited, and so you could tell, you could feel that they really liked what we were doing.
Oh, fantastic!
And so they came over and they said, "We love your stuff. We would love to have this in Costco, but we know that you're small. Could you do this?" And I said, "Give me a shot. I'd be happy to do it."
Try.
I said, "I can certainly try, and I'll do my best, but I think we can do it."
That's great.
So we did. Our first show was in Almaden, and we had a huge success first show, and it just really showcased Costco well. It was so nice to see something small town, a little unique, a little different. And it took off from there, and I've done probably about 15 shows at Costco. Every one has been better than the last.
Oh,
and
that's great. But there's something very special about what you've done, both of you actually. I love the idea how you helped other women.
So once I got into Costco, I thought, there is no way it could just be me. I have to have help to do this. And I thought, why not share this with some friends that are also kind of in the same boat as me? I got into doing this because I really wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, be able to take care of my family, be able to take care of my kids, and have a little extra time. So I thought, why not bring other stay-at-home moms to do the same thing? Yeah. And so to me, it was really empowering. And they're like, we've never used these tools before. I said, you know what? You can do it. You can do anything. You just have to put your mind to it and just give it a try.
And so you taught them.
So I taught them.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so this is what Colorful Journey of Success is all about, how we succeed and we help other people succeed. You have helped them succeed,
Absolutely.
Right? And you also, I understand that you have a connection with the vets.
That is correct.
So share with us your story about how you help the vets.
So my company is obviously not just me.
Okay.
I have other DJs who I've trained. And a majority of them are veterans who have recently served in Iraq or Afghanistan or any other places overseas.
Yeah.
And they come home and they get out of the military, and a lot of times they fall on hard times. A lot of them deal with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD.
Oh, wow.
And I found that those veterans are actually a very good fit with my company.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. The reason that I really, really appreciate what you're doing is because I had to recover from TBI, traumatic brain injury, and also PTSD. And so, I know that there's a place for people, and my heart goes out to the vets. Or anyone that has to experience that. So good for you. So how did you kind of get this idea and start with the vets?
I actually stumbled upon it accidentally in talking with someone who I knew was a veteran. We had started talking about music and DJing, and he was interested in it, and we became friends.
And she was a vet?
He was a vet.
Oh, he?
Yes, he was a vet. Okay. And I began training him. And he worked out well. His military background provided him with the organizational skills and the managerial skills to do well. Teaching music is fairly easy as long as they enjoy it. And since that worked out well, I ventured out to find other veterans who would be interested in this as well. And I train them and I guide them, and they work for me as long as they would like. And hopefully we can get them off and running in their own company or their own DJ business in the future.
And actually music therapy is one of the best therapies possible for PTSD.
It is, and that's, I believe, is why it's a good fit as well. They're out at celebrations for corporations, for weddings, for birthdays,
Isn't that
for any
great?
number of things.
Awesome.
And they enjoy it, and for them it is a low-stress environment, and the music is therapy, as you said, so it's an all-around good fit.
Well, good for you. You are really, really helping somebody succeed, and someone that really needs the help. Really needs the help. Well, God bless you.
Thank you.
Really. But both of you, I think that you, what my heart goes out to what you have accomplished. Number one, your success, but also how you're helping other people succeed.
Thank you.
And you're helping me succeed with this show because you're sharing your story,
Well, thank you.
right?
Absolutely, and we appreciate the opportunity.
And maybe somebody in the audience, I'm hoping people in the audience can be inspired also by you. And they may have an idea how they can repurpose, reinvent. And you have 3 words, actually, though, that I thought were really clever. Share with us those 3 words.
So I like to say reduce, reuse, rewind, because my company is Rewind.
One more time, slower.
Reduce, reuse, rewind.
Reduce,
Reuse,
reuse,
rewind.
rewind. Good, fantastic.
Thank you.
So you've had fun with the language.
Absolutely.
You've redesigned the language. Okay, so I'm anxious because we've talked about planning this whole show, and we have something coming up that I know the viewers are going to love, and I'm really looking forward to it. So it's coming up pretty soon. So. You're both married.
Yes.
So how does this fit into your marriage?
Well, for me, it's worked out great because I'm able to stay at home. I'm able to have a flexible work schedule. My shop is right at my home, so I'm able to actually do whatever I need to do as far as taking care of my son, who's 14. I'm able to be around when I need to be, and I can work when I need to be, and it's worked out great. It's just given me the flexibility and the confidence to do whatever I need to do to succeed.
Now, did you need to create a space in your home for your like the work area?
For the most part, we have a garage and a kind of a carport area,
Okay.
and so we kind of converted that a little bit and made it work. And since it's really basically just me doing most of the building, I tend to work very, very hard, and I work on everything, and just basically as I need it, I build it. But we're starting to get away from the actual building part of it and working into rentals and events.
Oh, okay.
So
We'll
that's
talk
actually
about that. Go ahead.
So basically, when CJ and I started talking again a few months back, I said, I've got an idea to maybe do something really fun. And we started thinking, a little out of the box and thinking, or out of the barrel. We started thinking, let's create something that would be a really unique corporate team building event. And so we kind of stumbled on Grape Stomping and thought that would be a really fun thing to introduce along with what we've already been doing, because I'd already started doing weddings. CJ had already been doing the weddings, and I've watched him.
Who would even guess? Wine stomping? No kidding.
Exactly.
Well,
well, a lot of people kind of have it on their bucket list. They think, oh, it would be fun to do, but they think they could only do it at harvest time. They think it's something that they can't do year round. Well, we discovered, sure, you can do it year round. We just use table grapes. They don't stain your feet. And you can still get the same feeling. You can still get the same thrill of grape stomping and learn a little bit about the history of grape stomping while having fun.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. But okay, so what my question to you was about how you started the rentals. Now, how do you help her do with the rentals?
Well, the rentals, because I have the clientele that I do, and a lot of couples and corporations want a unique flair. They want something signature. They want something unique for their events. And they don't necessarily have the money to buy the props and the decorations, but she has wonderful and unique ideas that now they can rent, and she can bring them in and create an entire atmosphere at just about any venue. A unique look, and something that will make the event stand out. And she has an ongoing business with less production, and she then has the income to create and be unique with what she does.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
By referring my clients to her.
Okay, so we've got a couple minutes to go. How about your goal? Say 10 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Oh, wow. 10 years from now,
Have you thought about that?
You know, I have. Actually, I've thought about possibly getting this into like franchises. I think it's something that could be a really unique thing because it is very unusual, and people love wine. They love the history of wine.
Okay.
They love just the whole idea behind it.
And do you see yourself kind of as part of that franchise?
I could see myself as part of that franchise.
Okay.
I love what I do, and I hope that we can continue with it. And right now, 10 years down the road, I'm going to enjoy today because we're having a blast.
That's
Absolutely.
fantastic. So, word of wisdom, a wow. Give us a wow. A word of wisdom, motivational, a motivation to the people that are listening to you. A word of wisdom.
Word of wisdom. Never give up on your dreams. If you have a passion, stick with it, and just always keep going. Because I've been doing this for several years. I never in a million years thought I could ever do what I do. And I just kept pushing, and it's amazing.
So that's a great wow. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And we're going to get back to you just a minute. And how about a wow from you?
A wow from me. A word of wisdom, follow your dreams and your passions. It took me over 30 years to get to where I am, and it was a lot of struggle. The support of my wife.
3 words.
Follow your passion.
I love it. I love it. So anyway, well, for the next part of this show, you know, I maybe hadn't thought about this, but I've never tried this before, but let's go stomp. Let's try it out.
Sounds
You know,
great.
I've never done this before, so are you going to maybe kind of guide me in that? So
We would love to.
okay, great.
That's great.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, here we are, ready to do it. I've never done this before, so I need a little bit of coaching here. So Barb, you know, kind of coach me through this process.
Well, Clara, I'll help you step in if you'd like.
Okay.
Hop on in the barrel.
Oh,
They're a little squishy.
oh God.
Watch your step.
Oh, I can't get my other foot in. Wait a minute.
You got it?
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, yuck. Okay. Oh.
It's an experience.
Okay, this is going to be hard to be serious. Okay, well, tell us about this process. Okay, CJ, tell us the history of the wine stomping. Well, I squish. Oh, God.
The first recorded record of winemaking, grape stomping, to my knowledge, is 6000 BC in Mesopotamia. And then they believed that the women stomping the grapes added to the sweetness of the juice. And after they stomped it, they would put it in their clay pots and allow it to ferment and used it in their celebrations. Now the process is a little bit different with grape presses and machinery and modern technology. And grape stomping is more ceremonial now. Wineries and other event venues will use this just as a fun way to get their members or their guests out and having a good time and to experiment and experience grape stomping.
Okay. Could we have some music, please?
It's always a little bit more fun with music. It is enjoyable. It is a very good pedicure. The seeds and the stems from the grapes will actually exfoliate your feet.
You know, I was thinking about that. It does feel good.
Wait until you feel them after. That's wonderful.
Well, now I don't have to go to the podiatrist now.
Oh, your feet will be nice and smooth when you're done.
Oh my gosh. Oh, squish, squish.
Exactly. But this is how they used to do it in the old days.
Really?
It is.
Really? And so, go ahead. Tell us more.
After the grapes would be stomped and the juice would be collected, it would be fermented, and that usually takes 6 to 8 weeks in general, sometimes more, sometimes a little bit less. Once it was done, they didn't have modern filtration. They would actually have to what's called rack the
Rack.
wine. And what they would do is they would actually siphon the juice, the alcoholic juice, the wine, from the buckets or barrels and into their serving containers, or what we now do is bottles. And then they would cork them and age them for their celebrations. Today, everything is done with machinery. The wine is fermented in stainless steel at controlled temperatures, which allows the vintners to create more specific flavors. So when you go out and you taste wine, the different flavors that you taste are different temperatures, different additives, a little bit different grapes, depending on whether they're red or green, and the process in which they make them.
And of course, the women have to have clean feet, right?
Not necessarily. The acidity of the grapes will actually kill any bacteria
well,
or anything that would be in there.
Oh, it gets really squishy.
It does get squishy, and we encourage you to have the seeds and the stems in there because that produces the tannins.
I see. Okay. Okay, well, you know what? This is quite an experience. This is really quite an experience. Does it matter what kind of grapes, by the way?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
There are different types of grapes that produce your white wines or your red wines, and then you're actually stomping table grapes because true wine grapes will stain your clothes and stain your feet. It takes about 2 weeks to get the color off. With what we do, we use table grapes because they don't stain your skin or your clothing. Obviously, with a team building experience, we don't want them looking at their feet and remembering it for the next 2 weeks. So we do modify it a little bit for our team building experience.
Now, if you would like to be interviewed on Colorful Journey of Success on your idea, I'd love to talk to you. So be sure and contact me. So thank you very much, both of you, for coming.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's been a wonderful experience. Thank you so much. And it's Barb Schick. How do you pronounce your last?
Schick.
Schick.
Yes.
Schick. Okay. You've got a great idea here. I think I'm really impressed. And thank you, CJ. And I think that this is wonderful. I don't think I want to get out. So anyway, join Colorful Journey of Success. I'm speechless. So thank you so much.